Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to really getting under the skin of the topics shaping our world. And today, we're digging into something many of us probably think of as, well, pretty solid, unchanging, like bedrock, maybe.
Right. Masculinity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's actually in this profound state of flux. It's sparking some really passionate debate, challenging ideas held for a long, long time.
Yeah, what's really fascinating, I think, is just how intensely the definition is shifting. What does it actually mean to be a man today? And this isn't just some academic chat, is it? It has these immediate, far-reaching impacts on society.
Definitely. Powerful cultural forces are reshaping how we understand it, like right now. Which sets the stage perfectly for our mission today. We want to unpack this perceived decline of traditional masculinity. Is it really a crisis for men?
Well, maybe is it a significant opportunity, a chance for growth, for redefining things?
That's the core question. So we'll guide you through the latest insights, some pretty compelling personal stories, and real-world examples, all drawn straight from the sources you've shared with us. Okay, so to really grasp where we are now, we kind of need to look back, right? Ground ourselves in the history a bit.
Absolutely, because for a very long time, masculinity was tied to quite specific, rigid roles.
Like the protector.
The provider, the leader, yeah. Men were expected to show physical strength, emotional restraint, that classic stoicism.
Right, the stiff upper lip kind of thing.
Exactly, and unwavering confidence. It was, a clear path, maybe narrow, but clear.
And that stoicism, it's more than just not showing emotion, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's this deep-seated cultural idea that showing vulnerability, pain, fear, sadness is basically weakness. And for centuries, these roles, they were foundational. Society was structured around them. If you deviated, well, it was often seen as failing at being a man.
But then things started to shift. Powerful forces began blurring those boundaries.
Big forces.
Yeah, huge. Like the rise of modern feminism, massive economic changes, just a broader cultural evolution that's totally reshaped daily life. These weren't small tweaks, seismic shifts, really.
Which, leads to the question, what happens when those identity blueprints start to crumble? Men today are navigating a world where those old expectations, they're being actively questioned. That traditional stoicism, it's still around, but...
But new ideals are pushing through.
Right, like emotional intelligence, really understanding and managing emotions, yours and others, and vulnerability. They're gaining real traction.
So it's less a gentle evolution, more like tension.
Definitely tension between what was and what's sort of emerging now.
And this tension, this big shift, it has real effects. For some men, it sparks these debates about masculinity declining, leaves them feeling adrift, kind of directionless.
Yeah, and the research you sent over really backs this up. It's not just a feeling.
The American Psychological Association study from 2024.
That's the one. It found a significant number. 65% of men feel that societal expectations around masculinity add to their stress and identity confusion.
65%?
Yeah.
Wow. When you really think about that number, it's like a silent alarm, isn't it? Signaling that the old blueprints are actively causing distress for a majority.
That directionless feeling is key, because it's not just about losing footing. It's that the very tools they were given for resilience, like suppressing emotions, are now becoming a burden. That pressure, maintain the old stoicism, but adapt to modern demands, it creates this internal conflict, hidden stress, often.
Okay, so let's dig a bit deeper then. What are the real costs, the maybe unseen costs of sticking so rigidly to those traditional norms, strong, unemotional, dominant?
Well, this is where it gets pretty sobering. Mental health experts, they're pointing more and more to a growing crisis among men.
A crisis.
Yeah. Look at the World Health Organization report from 2025. Men are 3 times more likely to die by suicide than women.
3 times. That's
It is. And it's often directly linked to those societal pressures to hide vulnerability. When men feel they just can't express the full range, they internalize stress.
Which leads to
Isolation, severely strained relationships. It's the silent struggle, often with tragic outcomes.
And it's not just individuals, right? These effects ripple outwards into families, workplaces.
Oh, absolutely. If men struggle to communicate feelings, it can weaken bonds with partners, with kids, creates distance where you really need connection.
And at work.
Well, in professional settings, that lack of emotional intelligence can really hinder collaboration, effective leadership.
There was that Harvard Business Review study, 2023, I think.
Right. It found emotionally intelligent leaders foster something like 20% higher team productivity.
20%, that's significant.
Huge. Yet many men say they feel, well, ill-equipped to develop these skills. Why? because of that cultural conditioning to suppress emotions.
So a real disconnect
Yeah.
between what modern life needs and what traditional masculinity sort of
Allow.
and this erosion of roles, it spills out into public life too, doesn't it? Creates friction. You see it online all the time.
Definitely. These incredibly polarized debates pop up, especially on platforms like X. You've got some groups shouting about the feminization of men,
Yeah, I've seen that.
while others are passionately arguing for a much more inclusive, expansive definition. It's like a public battleground over identity.
Which just highlights how deeply people are invested in these definitions, I suppose.
Absolutely. When identity gets challenged, reactions can be really strong. That's why you get these charged online debates that often just go nowhere near common ground.
Yeah.
Shows how fundamental these ideas are to how we see ourselves and the world.
So if men are grappling with these internal shifts, where are they getting their cues? What's shaping their ideas of what to be? Often it's the stories we tell, right? Amplified by media.
Yeah, and mainstream media often acts like a double-edged sword here.
How so?
Well, it tends to push extremes. You either get the hyper-aggressive action hero,
Mm-hmm. The strong, silent type.
or the flip side, the emotionally stunted caricature. Almost clueless.
And that creates this feedback loop.
A powerful, often harmful one. That 2024 analysis by the Gina Davis Institute, it found a staggering 70% of male characters in popular films are shown as emotionally unavailable or overly dominant.
70%. Wow.
These aren't just characters, they're perpetuating harmful tropes, limiting our view of what men can be, reinforcing outdated expectations.
And then you layer social media on top of that.
Which complicates it even more. On one hand, yeah, it amplifies these curated, often totally unrealistic images.
So perfect life guys, chiseled influencers, stoic entrepreneurs.
Exactly. And sociologist Dr. John McDonald notes this constant comparison. It leads to serious insecurity for guys trying to measure up.
But it's not all bad.
No, that's the paradox. Because social media also offers these vital spaces, places for men to actually explore vulnerability, to connect.
Like those hashtags.
Right? Hashtag Men Talk, hashtag Mental Health Matters. They're getting real traction on X. It signals this crucial shift towards more openness. So, the same platform causing insecurity can also break down barriers.
That's a really interesting duality. And we can't ignore the huge impact of just changing gender roles generally.
Absolutely critical.
I mean, women make up nearly half the U.S. workforce now, right?
Yeah.
As of 2025 figures, so the traditional provider role.
Yeah,
It's just not exclusive to men anymore.
not at all. And we're seeing more and more men taking on roles like stay-at-home dads, primary caregivers.
Which is empowering for many, I'm sure. Offers choices that weren't really there before.
It's definitely empowering for some, but it can also create this profound sense of role ambiguity for men raised on those clearer traditional expectations.
The roadmap isn't as clear.
Exactly. The path their fathers, their grandfathers followed, it's not as defined. That can lead to disorientation as they try to figure out these new landscapes of home and work.
Okay, so there are undeniable challenges.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit. There is a positive side to all this evolution, right? This redefinition offers real opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. Huge opportunities for growth, for fulfillment. Take embracing emotional expression, for instance.
Yeah.
It fosters greater empathy, and that strengthens connections personally and societally.
There's evidence for that.
Loads. A 2024 study in the Journal of Men's Health reported improved mental health and stronger relationships for men who openly discuss feelings.
So it's not just theory. It has tangible benefits.
Definitely. And think bigger picture. More empathetic men contribute to more inclusive workplaces, communities. It benefits everyone, really.
It also seems to be encouraging men to redefine strength itself.
Yes. Look at movements like Movember, focusing specifically on men's health, mental well-being.
They raise a lot of money, don't they?
Over $100 million in 2024 just for mental health initiatives. That powerfully underscores that vulnerability. It isn't weakness. It's actually a profound form of resilience.
It takes courage to be authentic.
Exactly. And if strength includes authenticity, includes the courage to be vulnerable, what new possibilities open up? It means men can face life's challenges with a much broader toolkit, moving beyond just the stoic facade. It's about being truly adaptable.
And this positive impact feeds directly into relationships, which feels so crucial.
Incredibly crucial. That 2025 study, it showed a 15% increase in relationship longevity among emotionally expressive partners.
15%? That's huge.
It is. And it also showed fathers who model emotional intelligence raise kids who are better equipped to navigate complex emotions themselves,
Breaking cycles.
breaking those intergenerational cycles of emotional repression. It's a clear, positive feedback loop. When a dad is emotionally available, he's teaching his kids, just by example, that it's safe, it's valuable to express everything they feel,
Provides a blueprint for healthier relationships down the line.
and greater emotional resilience for the next generation, influences them way beyond childhood.
Okay, let's make this really concrete. Let's talk about Michael. His story, you shared it. It really seems to capture this struggle. He's a 35-year-old software engineer.
Yeah, and his experience is unfortunately very common. Raised to be stoic, self-reliant.
So he suppressed emotions for years, which led to what? Anxiety, strained relationships.
Chronic anxiety, yeah. And ultimately, it really damaged his relationships. The pressure to be a man often means internalizing stress to a really unhealthy degree.
Leading to mental health issues, disconnect.
A deep disconnect from the people closest to them, often right when they need that connection the most.
But his story has a turn, right? After a divorce, he started some self-reflection.
He did, and he found freedom, interestingly, by joining a men's support group on X, of all places.
Online.
Yeah. Surrounded by other men on similar paths, he learned to embrace vulnerability. He actually shared his story in a post that went viral, over 50,000 likes.
Wow.
And it just powerfully underscores that true strength. It's
Yeah.
in authenticity, not conforming to some outdated ideal.
And his personal journey, you're saying it reflects something bigger.
Definitely. We're seeing men's groups, online and offline, just proliferating. The Mankind Project, for instance, reported a 30% jump in participation since 2022.
30% increase.
Yeah. These spaces are actively fostering new models of masculinity, ones that try to balance strength with sensitivity, building community around shared growth.
And it's not just individual stories or small groups. We see collective action, too.
Big time. Think about the hashtag Redefine Masculinity campaign. Trended in 2025 over 1 million posts.
1 million posts.
It shows how social media, yeah, it's complex, but it can reshape perceptions for the better, provide a platform for new narratives to actually take hold.
These collective digital movements feel crucial then.
They really are. They create this visible public conversation that challenges the status quo, offers alternatives, makes it easier for individuals to embrace change without feeling totally alone or like some kind of outlier.
Okay, so let's try and pull this all together. What does it all mean? It feels like the conversation isn't about just chucking out traditional traits like courage or leadership.
No, definitely not. Far from it. It's more about expanding the definition, widening the lens to include things like emotional intelligence, adaptability, empathy.
Creating a richer, more holistic view.
Exactly. A more holistic view of what being a man can mean. Which invites that question, how do we integrate these newer concepts without losing valuable strengths from the past?
Right.
Experts like Dr. Niobe Way, she's a psychologist studying male friendships. She argues men genuinely thrive when they're allowed to express a full range of emotions without fear of judgment.
So this nuanced, expanded masculinity, it benefits everyone.
It really does. It fosters a society where empathy and resilience can actually coexist, reinforce each other.
And there are concrete ways to encourage this, pathways to change.
Yeah, several practical things. We can start with education integrating emotional literacy into schools, right, from a young age.
Makes sense. And workplaces.
Workplaces can play a huge role, fostering cultures that actually reward vulnerability, maybe through better mental health resources, encouraging open dialogue, not just paying lip service to it.
And media has a responsibility too.
A crucial one. By amplifying diverse male role models, nurturing fathers, empathetic leaders, you name it, we can actively push back against those harmful stereotypes we talked about.
Encourage a broader, healthier understanding of what leadership and strength even looks like.
For all of us, yeah.
Now, obviously, this path isn't completely smooth. There's resistance, isn't there, from, say, alpha male type movements who see tradition as sacred.
Oh, for sure. There's resistance. They often view any deviation as a threat. But
we can frame those challenges differently.
Exactly. Frame them as opportunities. Opportunities to bridge divides through, hopefully, constructive dialogue. Promote a masculinity that honors both tradition and progress. Find that common ground.
Demonstrate that expanding the definition isn't a threat, it's maybe an enhancement. Offering more freedom, deeper connection.
More fulfillment, yeah. For men and for everyone around them.
So the big takeaway here seems to be, masculinity isn't disappearing, it's evolving.
That's the core message.
And by embracing a broader definition, one that includes emotional intelligence, vulnerability, adaptability, men can absolutely thrive in this complex world, lead more fulfilling, connected lives.
And crucially, this shift isn't just about men. It really benefits society as a whole. We're talking stronger relationships, healthier
More
workplaces.
empathetic communities.
Ultimately, yes, it's genuinely a win-win.
So we want to leave you, our listeners, with a final thought to chew on. What does this evolving definition of masculinity mean for you? In your own life, your relationships, how you see the world, the conversation is definitely ongoing, and your voice really matters. So here's a challenge. Leave a comment below. Do you agree or disagree with our summary of modern masculinity today? We'd love to hear your take.
Yeah, definitely share your thoughts.
And also, as we're trying to increase our reach worldwide, we'd love it if you could tell us where you're listening from. Just drop your city or country in the comments.
That would be great.
For more deep dives into fascinating topics just like this one, make sure you visit Mind Expansion Daily. You'll find some incredible insights there to help you stay really well informed. And of course, don't forget to like this deep dive if you found it valuable, and subscribe to Mind Expansion Daily for regular doses of knowledge and hopefully some unexpected insights too. Thanks so much for joining us.